mastering the Chaka verse. Chaka Crypto. Welcome to the Chaka verse. He all speaking Chaka facts, I'm all speaking Chaka words. We all making Chaka raps, we call this the Chaka verse. No, I can't help you cop the bag, but I can help you do research. So come and join the Chaka pack, explore the Chaka universe.
What is up, everybody? I'm Chaka Crypto, and this is the Chakaverse. We talk about crypto news, NFTs, the metaverse, and everything in between. And today we're going to be doing a live Q&A with Bacon Token. I got Big Dave and Regulator in the green room right now. I'll be pulling them up shortly. Let me go ahead and see who's here in the chat. DNA, what's going on, man? Appreciate you showing up. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up our guest for the day. We got Big Dave, Regulator. What is going on, fellas?
Chaka, how are you, buddy? Thanks for having us up.
Oh, chilling, man. Appreciate you guys taking the time out of the day to share Bacon Token with everybody.
Of course, man.
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Doing awesome, man. Like, it's getting 9 o'clock here in Ireland, obviously, so it's significantly earlier for you guys.
Yeah, it's 2 here, 9 there. Regulator, what time is it where you're at?
Yeah, it's 4 where I'm at. So we're all over. We're covering the globe here.
That's right. So for the people in the chat, for the people going to rewatch, do you guys mind giving an introduction of yourself? Maybe start off with Big Dave, and then we'll go down to Regulator.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Big Dave. I'm the CMO of WPT Investing Corp, and I am the lead on Bacon Token. I've been involved and participating and contributing with WPT for must be 14 months now at this stage, when I first met Jonathan, the CEO. And it's been a fantastic and wild ride with some amazing ups and downs. You know, we're roller coastering, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. The people we've met, you know, the ecosystem we've brought to the DeFi space has just been fantastic.
Nice, man. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks.
Regulator, you mind giving an introduction?
Sure. Yeah. So not as much as Big Dave. 14 months. That's like 100 years in crypto years. I was.
Big Dave might have froze a little bit.
Oh, he's stuck in the blockchain. Yeah. No. So I started with WPT. August-ish, and you know, I met Big Dave, I met Jonathan, just some of the greatest dudes in the space. DeFi has really evolved a lot, and it's evolved kind of the way I look at it. It's evolved through WPT, through Bacon. Now you see some of we just see copycats left and right. So I'm just really proud to be part of this team. I'm a spokesperson for WPT. I hop up whenever I can. People can't get me to stop talking about WPT. So so I've been in the financial sector for a number of years, in IT for decades. So you know, this is just kind of the merge of both of those sectors, you know, into one. And so I found the sweet spot.
Nice, man. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk about Bacon and maybe a little bit of WPT with us. You guys want to go over like what Bacon is? Bacon launched February 28th, I believe, right? Is that what it was? Yeah, February 28th. Yep. You guys want to go
8 p.m. That's the one.
Yeah. So how does Bacon play into the WPT ecosystem? Like, what is Bacon?
I'll tell you, to start off, I'll tell you what Bacon was, its intended purpose was. And the intended purpose of Bacon was solely to be a rewards token for staking your NFT that you could directly swap for USDC or Ethereum. And that was it. That was the whole kind of basis behind it. And back when I was first speaking to Jonathan, I went, this is genius. You know what I mean? This is why WPT is going to be such a strong token that, you know, people can now get rewards in something else, sell it, and it doesn't affect the chart. And that's actually like that whole concept was very, very new at the start of last year. And I actually didn't see any other projects do anything like that at the time. You know what I mean? There might have been a few out there. I didn't see them. And I went, this is brilliant, you know. So that's when I first met Jonathan, and that's what really got me intrigued in the whole ecosystem. So we went on from there, and then as we were speaking, as the ecosystem progressed, as WPT progressed, we were like, why would we just have that token as a reward token? Make its chart a roller coaster. As exciting and as wild as that would be, we could make this even better. We can actually give it additional utilities. We can give this, we can make this a standalone project. And that's why this bacon token has then very quickly just kind of been forked off and branched off of WPT, sat there and said, look, this is a standalone project in its own. So it's going to have the exact same real world utilities as WPT. So what that means is the taxes earned, so the taxes that the WPT Investing Corp will take on the buys and sells of Bacon token, a portion of those will go into our corporate treasury, and they will be sent out to our main real world utility, which is the MCA Prime syndications. So what happens there is the funds will get converted into fiat. They'll go out into those MCA Prime lenders. So they're companies out in the real world, in the real financial world, that have been operating 10, 20, 40, 50, 100 years at this stage. This is old school financial stuff,
Yeah. Is that the Syndicate 12 that I remember hearing about? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's actually separate. We can loop back around to that. Okay.
Okay.
That's even cooler. That's even better, because that is actually on the crypto side, and that's something that other projects and people can get involved in. But no, so the MCA Prime syndication is MCA syndication companies. What they do is they get funds from investors, companies, businesses, all that kind of stuff. They put it into pools, and then other companies will come in and look for short-term loans. So they're bridging loans to pay wages or any of that stuff. So they come in, they agree a term, they agree a percentage, and what they do is they pay their interest back daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it is, until the term is paid back. And all we are doing is we are giving those funds to the MCA company so that they have a pool to syndicate out. You know what I mean? So it's not us doing the loaning. That process goes through solicitors, attorneys, whatever you may want to call them, ISOs, which is independent sales offices, all that kind of stuff. So what happens is we get an ROI that comes back in from that syndication. So what we do with that is it comes back into the corporate. A portion of it is then sent into our treasury, and that's used to buy back WPT token. And as of February 28th, it's buying back Bacon token. And we're just like,
okay,
that was never really the purpose of Bacon token. And we're like, but why not? You know what I mean? Like, if we separate it from WPT and we give it its own pool into those MCAs, we can let this, crank up. We can let it eat up the supply just like it does with WPT without affecting WPT. So it was kind of a no-brainer, really. You know what I mean? And then we came up with USDC rewards. So the guys over in Brew Labs, they have built obviously pretty much our whole ecosystem, websites, dApps, staking pools, which are Certec audited, the whole lot. So they have built those staking pools. They've built this. So they have come up with a stable coin protocol. So if you hold Bacon, if you head into Etherscan, into your wallet, have a look. There's actually an additional token in there. It's called Bacon Dividend Tracker. And what that does is it tracks how much bacon you have. And then it allocates some USDC that you can claim on our dApp. So what happens is the dApp then, that protocol will be able to track how much bacon you have. And then you'll be able to head over to our dApp and claim your USDC rewards. It's just awesome. I love the whole concept, and the whole reason it's done like that, and it's not reflections, because reflections are technically illegal unless you have certain licensing, unless you have certain permissions from states, and your company is a certain it's registered as a security, etc. So I'm not saying that reflections are illegal, they're just illegal in most cases, if not all.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm glad to see that dApp is up and running, because last time I had somebody on talking about bacon. I think it was like 8 or 9 months ago. It was Eric. He was a spokesperson back then, and he was telling about, you know, the DApp in the future. So it's good, and that was going to be one of my first questions: is the DApp ready? Can we get USD right now from the people that were holding NFTs and got their bacon?
Yeah, cool. I see you're on the website. So if you actually look there, the website is Web3 as well. So see that WPT in the green and the Connect wallet.
Mhm.
If you want, you can go on to wptdap.io, and you'll see something similar without the whole website process, you know.
Oh, it's wptdap.io.
Correct.
Real quick, let me say what's up to the chat. We got a Fan in the house. Appreciate you showing up, Fan. DNA, what's going on? Lazy Jedi, what up, dude? Appreciate you showing up. Nadine saying hashtag bacon. What is going on? Appreciate you showing up, showing love for
Bacon.
bacon token. So I didn't even know about this website. Is this on the on your guys' Twitter?
Yeah, we should have the DApp up there. If you head into our Telegram, yeah, you can call up Pork Chop. You can check out, you know,
Oh, okay.
all the funds that kind of go in and out of Pork Chop. But it also will call up. You have the DApp button, you have the website button, all that kind of stuff. So when you connect your wallet, it's very similar to our website, but it's slightly different in that you can actually do your staking, your farming, your NFT minting, your NFT staking. And then you can actually look at the NFTs that you currently hold in your wallet as well. And then you'll be able to claim your USDC rewards. And if you change that WPT to bacon, you should get, so your USDC that's claimable. So you have it there on the top right. So you will know once your wallet's connected, if that's the one that's holding bacon in the wallet, it will say how much USDC is claimable at that moment in time for you.
Awesome. Okay, this is where I got confused, because I have an NFT and I had it staked, and I had the bacon on the NFT where you can stake it. It would say how much bacon you have, and then underneath it said USDC. So I think that was just the price of the bacon that was in there in USDC. But when I claimed it, I was like, "Where did my USDC go?" I think I did it wrong. So you got to come here.
Yeah, you will come here and you will see your USDC that's claimable. But remember, if you're claiming your bacon, if you're interacting with the bacon contract, it's going to initiate certain features, and it may claim your USDC depending on where in the blockchain, or kind of what's happened at that moment in time. Like we've had some people that claimed that their USDC disappeared. They went, "No, I'm after losing. Was I meant to claim it first?" And I went, "No." With the contract that Brew Labs have built, it can auto claim. So it's the same as if you have staking, if you're staking WPT, or if you go to pretty much any Brew Lab staking pool and go to anything that they are, if you're staking and you have claimed rewards and you add one token into that pool, it will auto claim your rewards. So whatever you've earned, it will auto claim. And remember, their contracts are CerTech audited, so they are not going to make a new contract that doesn't do that and pay 150 or 200 grand or whatever it is these days to get a CerTech audit back on that contract.
And I think it's all about gas optimization too, right? It's trying to do as much within that gas, the gas that you're paying, as many functions as possible. So it actually works out to your benefit, and that's why a lot of these the older tokens, especially on the BSC side, reflections or rewards would automatically appear in your wallet. Well, it's easy when the gas is a few cents, but on Ethereum, being a more established network, gas can be really expensive. Look at today, where the market was pumping, right? So that's great news for the market, but it's terrible news for gas. So it's really great to see these contracts that are optimized for using the least amount of gas for the most amount of transactions.
Yeah. How many people right now is on the Bacon Token team? I mean, I know you guys are you have WPT, you like under the umbrella of them, but who's specifically working on the Bacon Token?
So it's the same team. We brought over pretty much all the admins, you know what I mean? So, but essentially we have the core, which is Jonathan, which is the CEO. So that's Jonathan Menjivar, Nala, COO. She's an attorney and blockchain specialist. And then there's myself, which is the CMO. And then we have, we have core members like, Regulator, we have Landy, we have Nadine, we have, we've like Mia, we have everybody in, everybody's pulling their weight, everybody's doing a specific job. We have, honestly, we have probably one of the best teams in DeFi. I am so happy with everybody that we have. It's amazing. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Yeah, like the work that these guys put in, the effort they put. I'm talking to these guys at 4 or 5 in the morning, my time. It's midnight for them. You know what I mean? And I'm back on 3 hours later. You know what I mean? I'm going off, getting a couple hours sleep, and there's people's covering 24 hours a day. It's people. Honestly, this team is just fantastic. Like Jonathan has really, he's really captured some of the best people in DeFi. We just need to get the market to pick up and people to believe in what we're doing, because remember, WPT, like we've come up with this concept. It was outside of WPT that we came up with it, but myself, Ben, Landy, and A-Trap, we came up with the Fortify concept. And Fortify, we because we were coining this term, we want it to be used across all crypto. You know what I mean? It's not specific to WPT. It's an expansion, it's a development, it's a progression on DeFi and what it's going to be in the future, I believe. And we even came up with criteria, in which projects had to, fit into. They have to do certain criteria within a time period in order for it to be deemed a Fortify project. And they have to have treasuries. There has to be a real business of some sort. And obviously, we can't say it needs to be like a C Corp, or we can't say it needs to be an LLC, because it doesn't matter what country it's in. It just has to be a company that has a real substance in the real world with real people, docs team, and it has to bring money in from the outside that has nothing to do with crypto.
Yeah, I really like that your guys' team is all doc. Is there anybody on the team that's not doxed?
In the core team, no. We've admins, a couple of them that they haven't doxed publicly, but they have to us. But apart from pretty much everybody is doxed to myself, John, or Nala. You know what I mean? That's keep it's not keeping tabs. It's just that we can be confident in the information that we share. You know what I mean? That we can go, oh, that's that guy, or I've never had a problem with showing my face, because I've never gone into crypto to scam anybody ever. You know what I mean? So I don't see the reason why I wouldn't show my face. You know what I mean? I know other people might have different opinions of why they wouldn't show safety and all that kind of stuff, but come at me.
Yeah. Well, as an investor, it's nice to see you guys, showing your face. You're not showing up to an AMA with just your PFP. Sometimes that can, people are like, why don't you just show, you're on YouTube, why don't you just show your face? So I appreciate that, man. And now you were talking about marketing. Do you guys have any what are your marketing plans to attract more investors to Bacon? Do you guys have anything set in place?
We have some big stuff planned for both WPT and Bacon. We are in the talks with numerous, I'm going to say tier 2 and tier 3 centralized exchanges. Bacon token, we need to get the volume up first. We want to get our coin market cap listing. We want to get our coin gecko listing. As everybody knows, we can just pay for that. You know what I mean? But it's not something that we want to do.
Yeah. With
WPT, we didn't actually have that issue because we had some amazing volume, because we had a pre-sale. You know what I mean? So there was a pre-sale on WPT. So there was people kind of trying to, tank everybody and trying to make some profit and get back in on a dip. So we had huge. With Bacon token, there was no pre-sale. So essentially, we had people that bought at launch, people staking for their NFTs. The chart is, relatively stable. We're about 2x. We had somebody done a big sell-off yesterday. You know what I mean? We've no idea. We can't hold people's money. There's people moaning, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy it? It's we are confident in Bacon token. The real world's utility is going to be kicking in. Our first syndication went out in the middle of the first week after launch. Yeah. So remember, we don't have funds coming back into Bacon just yet, but they're going to start coming back in very, very, very soon. You know what I mean? And then we're going to start seeing pork chop eating up that supply all the time. That floor price is just going to keep ratcheting up over time. Again, I'm not talking about, we're going to hit $4, $6, $8, and that's the new floor. Of course, people are going to take profit. This is crypto. If you're not taking profit, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? If you see a chart that only goes up, there's something wrong with that chart. I have never seen a chart that just went up.
Yeah, I mean that's why everybody is in crypto is to make money. So you guys said you had a big sell off yesterday. Is it? Oh yeah, you guys had a big one yesterday.
You can't hold people hostage. There's been a lot of bad news around crypto recently, especially with the USDC getting unpegged. Like, think about it. Like, USDC, one of the biggest stable coins on the planet, it is backed dollar for dollar in banks. You know what I mean? And that thing depegged by 38% at one point.
I gotta know, how did you guys feel when that depegged? Because that is your reward. You getting USDC. I would have been.
Yeah, I was searching my couch trying to figure out how to buy more.
Genuinely,
backed.
Like I'm not being a bit of an ass here. Like, if only for I'm on the team of WPT, I would have sold every last token to get in on that USDC at 62 cents. Because genuinely, USDC of all tokens that's out there, it was never going to stay under peg. Like, there was people going, it's a lunar terror, take two.
I was pretty confident that the peg was coming back. I wasn't even really worried. I was just trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, exactly. You were smart. I'm on the regulatory side of finance, and I knew that the Federal Reserve isn't about to. I mean, the regulatory bodies are not about to. Okay, we're going to shut down the bank. They're not going to hold back the funds and say that now it's ours, like a cartel. That's just not how the states operate. It's not how the banking system operates. So I knew it was just fear-based, and it was cool to see, because really it just proved the resiliency of the stable coin. I mean, if it's asset-backed, even a bank can close, and that holds all those assets, and it still can't depeg completely. So that's much different than BUSD. That's much different than some of the other stables, Terra Luna, whatever.
Now, it did take a little longer than I thought to peg again. I was like, because I got a little nervous because it was starting to go up and then it depegged again. I was like, okay, come on now.
Well, like, to be fair, like we were talking with some guys. These guys are big into trading. They're huge day traders and crypto traders. This is their full-time job. And some of them were like, oh man, this is bad. And when it gets back to peg, people are going to dump. And I was like, I expect that, because people have lost a bit of faith in it. But when we were speaking, I think it happened about 10 hours previous. And I said, from this moment in time, I would bet my house, that USDC is going to repeg within a 24-hour window. And he's like, there's no way, man. It's currently sitting at 71 cents. I was like, that's going to repeg in a 24-hour window. He texted me that later on that night. He said, how did you know that was coming back in 24 hours or less? I was like, there's no way. Like, it was, to be honest, I think the time it took for that to repeg solely came on the fact that it happened at close of business on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to move money around in the real world on a Friday evening, Saturday morning. You know what I mean? It's hard to start getting people to answer the phone. Some of these people won't even answer the phone. You know what I mean? They don't care that it's worth millions or billions. They go, it's Saturday, I'm day off. You know what I mean? I put the statement out on Friday, we'll deal with it Monday. I'd say there was a lot of pressure coming in from across the board for them to pick up that phone, and that's why it repegged within 24-hour window.
Yeah. Now, is there a place where I can see the tokenomics for bacon? Do you guys have it on the website?
I'm not 100% sure if we have it on the website. We definitely have it in the Bacon Telegram on filters.
What are the tokenomics, or what are the taxes for bacon?
So currently, I'm going to call it up actually. I don't want to be quoting wrong, but I believe it's 7 by 15 cell.
Yep.
Okay, so 7 in, 15 out, and I'm taking it that the higher sell tax that's going to go, to the corporate treasury to be used like syndicate and bring back for ROI. Is that way? Is that your
Yeah,
plan?
so a portion of that will go into liquidity, or will go into the corporate treasury. We have a percentage of that going into your USDC rewards. So remember, like, we have 2% of the buy tax, 2% of the sell tax is going into the USDC rewards for the holders. Okay. But also remember, you're getting an additional 2% USDC rewards every time the buyback treasury does a buy, because that's a buy. So you're actually getting 6%, which is, it's pretty awesome. You know what I mean? Because we didn't cut out that, we didn't put the taxes off on the buyback treasury for that reason. We want our holders to get that extra USDC that's claimable. So that's actually a pretty cool thing, that, it just
Yeah.
shows that, we put it, a bit more thought went into it than, oh, we're just giving them 2% in, 2% out,
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Now, is the liquidity locked for bacon? Is that a plan?
Liquidity is currently not locked.
Not
We
locked.
want to get our volume up. We want to get, like, again, we want to lock as much as we kind of can. With WPT, I believe when we initially locked it, it was about $350 or $320,000, something along those lines. We hope to get it kind of locked within the next week or so. You know what I mean? But again, like, locking liquidity is important in crypto. But it's important in crypto for the simple fact is you don't know who the man is behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a slightly different situation. Okay, people might look at it, it's still a crypto project, but we are a registered C Corp in the state of New York. We are fully doxed. If, something was to happen and liquidity was pulled, you can head over to Jonathan's company in New York. You know what I mean? You can file lawsuits against him, against the company, the whole lot. You know what I mean? Like, we're not hiding in it. We are fully registered. That is the difference. Like, when you go into, when you go into, sorry, I'm gonna name stores and shops from here, but like, we have Tesco's and all. Like, do you ask Tesco, oh, is all your liquidity locked? You know what I mean? It's like, you go into Walmart, you go, is your liquidity locked? They go, what are you talking about, pal? You know what I mean? Off you go. Like, and that's what it's kind of like. Even in stocks, you know what I mean? It's not done the same. It became a thing in crypto because who is that guy? Who are these people? They're nobody. So they're behind, PFPs, as we're only talking about earlier. People are afraid to show their faces. Never mind give their real name or their location or register a company. Gee, you couldn't ask people to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Register a company, then they know where I am. That's the difference. We are, what I mean? We have no problem putting our face out there. We have no problem. So yes, liquidity will be locked as soon as we possibly can. But remember, like, it has to be beneficial to everybody. So we have farming live at the moment, so you can yield farm in liquidity pools. We have our staking live. There's only one pool. It's 180-day lock. But remember, you can also earn bacon from our NFTs, which is pretty cool. And sorry,
that was gonna be my next question. I know. Okay, so the WPT, the NFTs, they're EOC 721, and those were the original. That was the only way to accumulate bacon is to stake those. So where can people get bacon now?
So you can buy bacon on Uniswap as a token or just an investment, or you can buy, or if you already hold one of those NFTs, you can head over onto our DApp. You're on the website there, or is that the DApp? I can't see.
This is the DApp right here.
Okay, so if you actually go into NFT staking, our current there is the three different pools. So you have 29%, I think it's 45% and 68%.
Yeah, these are for the founders, legendary, and then the epics.
Yes, exactly. So they're the three different pools. So the epic pool got 5% of the total bacon supply. The legendary got 7.5% of the total bacon supply, and the legendaries then got, the founders got 7.5%, or 10% of the total bacon supply for the rewards for the next 12, 15 months, whatever it's going to be. So that is the total supply. And the best thing about that is Pork Chop is going to be the one that's going to top them up. So we are not minting new tokens. We're not just going to pull tokens from like, a wallet that's been sitting to the side here. Every token that goes back in to top up these pools has been bought back by our treasury. So the real world utility has brought back that ROI. Those funds have come into the project and not only bought back the token, but then instead of just holding them and burning them, or we're recycling them and giving them back to the holders for the whole process to happen again. So remember, with Bacon token, we've only got 1 million supply. That's it. We can't mint. Burning them would be detrimental. Will eventually be trading 10 tokens. If you just start burning token, you'd be owning fractional tokens. So that's why that recycling is really important, and that's why the real world utility buying them back again. If you're just burning tokens, if they haven't been bought back, it does nothing. It's just a marketing ploy. It is nothing. Like I could mint a contract with 10 trillion supply and burn 5 trillion of them. It does nothing. They haven't been purchased. Now, if you purchase those tokens, that's a different game. You know what I mean? Now you're burning supply that can't be sold, which is awesome. So instead of us burning them, because we have such a low supply, we trickle them back out at that steady rate, back into the pools, back into the liquidity farm. It's for the benefit of the holders. Keep those rewards really, really good, because remember, like, this is sustainable passive income. That is the whole game of WPT, that you'll be able to earn all the time while you sleep, and the ROI that comes back, it's not on the basis of just taxes. It's on the basis of the last guy that bought in. Oh, we're going to use that guy's money. This is coming from the real world. This is what this is how a token's going to survive in any market. Bull run, bear run, goose run. I don't care what sort of run it is. We're surviving. You can jump on a sheet there. I don't actually care. Like, look at WPT. It's low at the moment, but go check out everything. Like, everything is low. We launched in a bear market. We had people that took profit. We had people that maliciously took profit. You know what I mean? People were dropping loads and loads and loads. But like, we have brought back 340 ETH since launch 8 months ago. You know what I mean? And that comes back from the real world. Do you think well, I think it's actually more, but I don't want to be over quoting it. But like, we have brought back over 340 ETH. Like, do you think we took that in taxes? We couldn't possibly. You know what I mean? We couldn't have taxed that amount of tokens. That is real world utility coming back. Like, that's over $500,000 at the current price of ETH that we brought back to the chart. You know what I mean? We haven't had that. If you whatever
over 600,000.
Over 600. Oh, sorry. Yeah, ETH's pushing on 1,800. Woo, go ETH.
Wow.
ETH's pumping today.
Yeah.
But like, that is proof of concept. Like, we are the first Fortify project to hit DeFi. Nobody has done this the first. I'm going to steal, a quotation from the GCC guys. First to market. You know what I mean? We are the first to market in the DeFi space to bridge that, American USA finance and DeFi properly. You know what I mean? This is, not only is it a brilliant idea, is it sustainable, it's also legal. Like, we have Nala. She is our CEO or COO. You know what I mean? She is an attorney. We are on the, always on the right side of the law. She's been able to react. Stuff has happened. I see staking has been attacked. You know what I mean? From Coinbase, KuCoin, all these stuff, has been attacked. And everybody, I've seen other projects just drop their staking instantly. Oh, we don't want to be held liable. You know what I mean? Not knowing that staking wasn't the problem. It was nothing to do with staking. In fact, the problem was they were taking your funds and they were staking and then giving you a percentage of it. So therefore, they are now a middleman. And that was the problem. You know what I mean? So, a project actually offering staking isn't a problem once they are hands off, nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? They provide, here is the utility, or here is something for our users to hold, and you use it. But that wasn't what was happening, and that's where the legal kind of security came in, because they are now taking your funds, taking custody of them, and then they're earning on them. But they're not even they're not giving you the 100%. They're giving you a percentage of. So therefore, they are deemed the security in between.
Yeah, I mean, not only is Nala an attorney, she specializes in blockchain law, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
she has 2 law firms and she's opening a third one in Dubai. Like, you know, like this is like she is a rock star in her own field. You know what I mean? Like Nala's just been amazing.
Mhm.
Hey, Chaka, before you dive into the roadmap there, can you go back to the DAP? I wanted to touch on something real quick.
Let's see here, right here.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is what I call rewards on rewards. And it's just an analogy I like to walk through or a scenario. So as you see, this is NFT staking, and what you have is an APR 69%.
Okay.
So if you purchased an NFT using USDC, okay, you start with USDC. So in this case, you have the founders up, and it's showing that there's a 70% ROI over the course of the pool, which ends
Mhm.
in however many blocks, right? It's about a year's worth.
Yeah.
Now, what's cool about that is and this is why Bacon is holding a floor. Like, in other words, why would you just, where's the incentive to hold, right? Well, Big Dave had mentioned that you can receive the USDC as
Mhm.
part of claimable rewards. So that's great and all, but then if I'm getting a certain rate, I'm really not happy with it, I'm probably going to want to sell. If you're an NFT holder like I am, and I'm staked with at least one founders, and I'm earning this bacon into my wallet. I'm constantly earning. That bacon is getting larger. I can sell it at any time. That's rewards. However, if I hold on to it, I can also make USDC by holding it, and those are rewards. And at some point, the USDC gets to a large enough point where I can purchase another money making machine or bacon making machine, which is just another NFT. So
You know,
if I purchase another NFT using USDC, the cycle starts all over again. And if I want to super boost it, I could stake the bacon that I'm making into the pool and then make more bacon and then have that make me more USDC. So it's rewards on rewards on rewards. It's the coolest concept.
is there a cap to the amount of USDC that you can earn?
Not
No?
that I'm aware of.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't know if there was a
Good question.
cap or you could just keep
Nope.
earning it.
Yeah.
Now, I do remember this is kind of taking a little bit of a left turn. I remember hearing something about a play to earn game. Is that something still that WPT is working on? And I'm only
Yeah. So
asking because I was curious if Bacon token was going to be implemented in the game in any way.
to be honest, the game, it's definitely something we're going to do. We're going to have, metaverse capabilities for the NFTs. We're going to have, even a metaverse land, all that kind of stuff. But it's so far down the line. There's no point even saying that Bacon's going to be implemented because it could change 100 times in the
Oh,
meantime.
okay.
You know what I mean? So, yes, Bacon will be implemented. Yes, WPT will. In how much for what I can't tell you. And anything I do tell you will probably be totally wrong by the time it actually gets there. Like the game, like the game development. Like John wants a real game built, not just some guy in his basement doing white labeling games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting your character's face on it, and here you go, here's your game. Like he wants a first-person shooter, kind of Call of Duty, Tom Clancy kind of style.
Nice.
And if we can't find, like we have a company already, we're dealing with them. It's in the process, but again, things can change so much. We're not even promising it this year. You know what I mean? So yes, like Bacon will be implemented in both either the game or the metaverse, but to what extent, I couldn't possibly tell you.
Yeah, I only ask because it's been I think 8 or 9 months since my last WPT AMA, so I'm just catching up at seeing what's changed, what's different.
Oh, so
Did,
much.
did you want to go back and talk about the Syndicate 12?
Yeah, sure. Ben, you have an awesome kind of shill speech on the Syndicate 12. Do you want to do it or will I hit it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the Syndicate 12 is just another facet of WPT. What it comes down to is the Syndicate 12 is connected to Faucet and it's connected to Ham token, soon to be. So it's a little bit out in the future, but we actually have our first syndicate member live now, and that's GCC Grow Crop Corp. So we're actively working with other projects, folks that are just struggling during the bear market, right? So Big David mentioned the fortified ecosystem, and what makes it fortified is the fact that there is hedging, and the hedging is okay. Crypto is going down, but so the volume is down, and the buys and the sells and the taxes are down. What do we do? Well, we take maybe on those sales, there's a portion of those goes out to taxes, right? And that's a typical in DeFi. Why not send those out for this real world, in this case, prime MCA syndicated lending, which is proven to work in all markets, but especially proven to work in bear markets such as the one that we're in right now. So it's doing great. And so now, as WPT itself has this real world utility available, it's offering that to struggling projects, saying like, there are some projects out there that just don't have any utility, or their utility isn't ready to go yet. So what'll happen is the syndicate 12, we like to call it the syndicate now because we think that eventually it's going to be much larger than just 12, which was the original vision. But what you'll be able to do is create a unique stakeable NFT through the faucet, and that will have a 60-day, a 90-day, or a 180-day term. And so the minimum investment is 10,000 USD. So $10,000 is the minimum for a 60, a 90, or 180 day. And now that ROI that comes back gets injected not into your ecosystem directly, but rather this is all through NFT. So NFT faucet, you create it. So you buy this, let's say for 10,000, you buy this NFT, you stake it, and let's say your term is 60 days. After the 60 days is up, you will have, let's say, whatever particular ROI. So let's say that your ham that is now what you're staking, the ham, which is a future token that you're earning, is now worth, let's say, instead of 10,000, 10,000, 11,000, right? So now you have an extra 1,000 that you can bring back. You take back your principal, you take back your interest. The NFT is burned, never to be used again, and that's the faucet. You have I always envision like the sink, right? So you turn on the water goes down the drain, right? So you have this faucet system. NFT is made, NFT is burned at the end. And so, yeah, what'll happen is eventually these projects now have utility. They can leverage WPT's amazing ecosystem to bring back some ROI to their projects.
Nice. Now I keep hearing you guys talking about pork chop. Can you let everybody know what pork chop is?
Yeah, so pork chop is the best thing ever to hit DeFi.
That would be just a good enough answer. What's pork chop? The best thing
It really
ever.
is.
Yeah,
It's
just the best thing
that
ever.
is changing crypto for forever.
And
yeah,
it's the buyback, right? Is that what the pork chop is?
So pork chop in itself is a contract. It is not a wallet. It's an actual bona fide contract. Again, that's Certec audited. And that contract is a treasury. So it is a token project treasury, and it is designed to do so much. It doesn't do one thing. It doesn't just buy tokens. Like currently, like we were talking about the Syndicate 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to loop back to that in a second, actually. Hold on. So what happens is those funds from the taxes go into our corporate treasury. They go out for the MCA syndication, and the ROI from that comes back into the corporate. We pay all our taxes, all that kind of stuff, legal stuff, and then a percentage of it comes back into pork chop in Ethereum. Perfect. That Ethereum is used to buy back the token, but it's also used to distribute from there into the staking pools. Not only does it buy back WPT token, it also gets a percentage of the secondary sales in USDC from the NFTs. And then they will go back again to buy the token. It also gets pork chop, or it also gets, bacon token, right? So bacon token, a portion of the ETH goes back. It is separated. And what it does is it buys bacon token. And we have one Syndicate 12 or Syndicate member officially in, and that is Grow Crop Corp, GCC token. And if you go call up Pork Chop, it currently owns GCC token as well. That is also part of that, syndicate, the syndicate kind of benefits, that it buys a percentage of our partnership tokens. You know what I mean? So I don't know actually how much it currently owns of GCC. Let me pull it up. So I'm in.
Dave, while you're pulling that up, Chaka has on the screen the pork chop stats for just the WPT and bacon, and look at how tasty those stats are. It's already 11.5% of WPT is locked away, 6% of bacon.
And then ham is going to be in the future. That's going to be a separate thing. Now, how many projects are under the umbrella, not counting the Syndicate 12 and partnerships? Like, how many project is under WPT's umbrella?
Oh, like just in the WPT ecosystem?
Yeah.
Yeah, so currently we just have WPT token and bacon token. That's it. And the NFTs, but again, that's part of the bacon ecosystem because you stake your NFT, you earn bacon. We are bringing additional staking pools that where you'll be able to stake your NFT and earn USDC. You'll be able to stake your NFT, earn bacon. You'll be able to stake it. We're branching out. We're bringing that as much utility as people so that they have as many options as possible. Also, by offering those options, it will free up the staking pool just that little bit to give the people who remain in for bacon that additional ROI. Because remember, the emission rate is determined on how many NFTs are staked in. The pools are designed to have all 1,000 stakes. So when there's less, you get more rewards. Go check out the founders ones at the moment. The staking is awesome over there. If you're earning bacon on a founders NFT, like I seen somebody quoted today, they own something like 5 epics or 10 epics, and they've earned 31 bacon or 41 bacon so far. They have one founders and they've earned 21.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have one founder and I earn like 22, 23 bacon, and that's just off one.
Off one.
It won't always be that way, but right now with folks kind of on the on the fence about buying and whatnot, and you're just earning supercharged bacon, and I am as well. It's like I'm trying to explain to people, hey, this is what's happening, and Big Dave just announced it. This is where the staking right now. There's over 900 of the 1,000 total epics staked. So you're splitting that across the whole pie, right? So
you mean there's 100 that aren't being staked? They're just chilling.
Just
there's
chilling
less
somewhere.
than 100, but I think it's like 80
somewhere
or something.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Those poor people are missing out on some bacon there. Now, I remember hearing about it. This was a while ago. Like I said, I'm catching up just because it's been 8-9 months. There was talks about a cross chain platform where you can like bring in your BNB and swap it for ETH, and it'll automatically buy WPT. That was talks back in the day. Is that still on the roadmap?
We will still have that coming. Remember, the progression in this space is getting so fast, so quick.
Yeah.
That technology, as awesome as it is already becoming outdated. So there is so much coming down the line. Like what we couldn't do 6 months ago was buy any token with your credit card. You can do that now. You can just buy any token with your credit card. That was unheard of. People were like, oh, we're going to be able to, we're going to have an on-ramp, all this. That was a huge deal. I can go buy something that launched 10 seconds ago with my credit card. You know what I mean? The progression in this space is huge. So yes, we're still going to have those features. It's going to have to be something that we incorporate with our whole ecosystem. It has to make sense, both financially and for the holders. If it's not needed, we won't do it. You know what I mean? But we are actually bridging WPT onto BSC, and I'm going to give people that aren't in our chat, the WPT chat, the Pulo, we're doing a pre-sale where you're going to get 10% discount on that token, and that starts tonight. But you can't just go in and pre-sale, you have to be an NFT holder. So
nice.
it's another utility to be an NFT holder. If you're holding an NFT, you will be allocated a certain amount that you can purchase on pre-sale. So if you hold 10, you'll be able to earn, pre-sale 10 times if you wish to at a 10% discount. It's just, we're always looking to reward people that believe in the ecosystem, that believe in the team, that believe in the business. How else to do it than, give them that 10% discount just for already being invested in the, the WP or WPT ecosystem by holding one of our NFTs.
Nice. Now, what about I heard Nala speaking about this, about the partnership with nutraceuticals. Is that still a partnership? And there was something about a warped energy drink that nutraceuticals was going to come out with.
Yeah, no, we are still coming out with a warped energy drink. It's going to be done from a different company. It is not from Nutra anymore. It's going to be a whole kind of pre-workout, post-workout protein shake kind of. There's going to be, different parts to it. We have the distributor and all kind of sorted for this. It's ready to go. We just kind of need to finish it. Again, like this kind of stuff takes a lot of funds. Are those funds better off spent on that right now, or developing our ecosystem? Like we are a company at the end of the day. The ROI would be fantastic to come back in, because remember, that comes back into Bacon Token too. That is another utility for Bacon Token, and it would be fantastic. But is it really going to bring in so much right now that Bacon Token will move, or that's going to be a long, drawn-out process? Getting it onto shelves, getting people, we have to advertise it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going, it'd be in 7-Elevens, it'd be in wherever we can. Like the 7-Elevens that's part of Jonathan's connections. Like, again, he's been in the financial sector for so long. He has many fingers in many pies in the financial world, and he's been in there for a very, very long time. So his connections are awesome in this space. You know what I mean? Especially when you're in the real world.
Now, after you said he has many fingers and many pies, I just pictured Jonathan with his fingers and a bunch of pies.
I don't know if everybody uses that term, but we do here in Ireland.
Yeah.
That's
really cool.
On the screen, you can see the pies, right? So in the upper right was Ham Token, and that's designated towards the Syndicate 12. You can also see bottom left, Business Loans Decentralized. That's humongous in itself. $X, I think, arguably even bigger than that being its own stable coin to come out. So there's just so many moving pieces and parts, and it's just where are the funds best spent? And right now, what you're looking at, I think, are the 4 best spent funds. Where to spend those funds?
Exactly. Look. There's a reason why those 4 tokens are getting shown on the website. They are probably going to be the biggest 4 tokens, apart from the WPT token, that is going to benefit the holders here. You know what I mean? These are, so $X is going to be huge. That is our own stablecoin. It's going to be asset backed. We're raising significant funds for the surety bonds, the licensing, and all for that. That's going to be huge. Again, it's going to be a competitor for USDC. Just check out USDC. I know there's a little bit of FUD around it at the moment, but it's gonna outperform, and it's gonna outlast pretty much every other stablecoin in the space. For the simple fact is, when you purchase one, there's a real dollar in existence for the one you own. What happened the other day was crypto people being panicky, and those guys can't react quick enough when they can't access the funds. I guarantee you that will not happen again to the same extent. They will be sure that they will have access 24/7, 8 days a week if they have to. You know what I mean? Like, that is going to be out the door. It's not going to happen to the same extent again for these guys. But in my opinion, in my mind, when it happened, I went, that is a bargain. If you had, if I had $1 million sitting around that I, depended on in 2 days, I would have stuck it in. Fact. You know what I mean? Because I know
why it begs so quickly. Somebody else is like, "Where's my millions?" There you go.
You go check out that USDC on pegging. It actually touched 62 cents. Go check out the green candle on the 1 minute chart. Somebody came in and must have dropped hundreds of millions.
It got that low. I didn't even notice it got down to the 60s.
Yeah, they kind of, a lot of sexes tried to hide it for the simple fact. So I don't know what they done with their charts. Stuff stopped working. But a couple of the DEX's charts, and I think it was the Defiance one. Go check it out. It was 62 cents, and it just kind of fell as people were selling, and next thing it was just one single big massive green deal. Somebody just came in and dropped, must have been everything they had in this world. They must have been some Fortune 500 company. They went, this is the best bet you are going to get this year. It's a guaranteed 38% return.
So I see that
somebody like Vanguard or BlackRock or something came
has to be like it was not small. Remember, like, for that thing to depeg 0.01 is millions and millions and millions of dollars being pulled out of it, and the market not being able to react quick enough. So when this guy can spike it 20 odd cent on his own, I don't know how much went in, but it was a lot.
Now I seen you guys got the WPT white papers on the website. Now you said Bacon was going to be like its own project. Do they have a white paper out, or is it implemented inside the WPT one?
It's incorporated into the WPT. We kind of cover everything on that, and as we progress, we're going to be updating the white paper. Again, that's the whole kind of reason why our tokens will never be renounced. We are a C Corp. Things change. We have to be able to react to licensing, laws, regulations, the market, developments, all that kind of stuff. So our white paper is always, and I mean always, subject to change. Even if we forget to write that out at the bottom, it's always subject to change. This is on recorded video here. We have to be able to change it. You know what I mean? Like the problem with DeFi, the problem with crypto, in a lot of cases was this renounced, and then something would happen and they cannot react to it. You know what I mean? The contract's gone. There's nothing we can do, apart from watch it go down and then go, cheats. What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen to us. We have put in mitigations. We have put in a substantial and a crazy amount of effort to get WPT to where it is. We are not currently worried about the price too much, although I know that, like, we are in crypto. People look at the charts and they go, this is, it's going down, blah, blah, blah. There's a bit of FUD behind it. Do you want us to stick all the money for our development in to hold up the chart? Or do you want the development to come, our listings to come, our progression to come, and then let everybody else come in behind you? You know what I mean? We build a community. We build a community doing it that way, as opposed to us just holding a chart at $1, $2. And that's how we kind of look at it. I know. Again, I don't even check the WPT chart, if I'm totally honest. Somebody had to tell me that we're down at 50 cents. I went, oh shit, really? You know what I mean? And like, I don't have small money in it. You know what I mean? I have a lot of my own funds. I believe in WPT. I threw a lot of these at this, you know what I mean? Especially over, like, and I am with you, like WPT at, in the $50, $60 range, or 50, 60 cent range. Like, it's not good for me. I bought most of my bag over $1. You know what I mean? That's how much I believe in WPT. Am I worried? Not a single bit. You know what I mean? Not one piece. You know what I mean? I am here. I am working, 18, 19-hour days here. Regulators here. John's here. Nala's here. Landy's in here. Like, the admins, the people behind this project are some of the most legit and hardworking people that you're going to find in this space. And that's next to nobody. You know what I mean? There is nobody putting in this effort. And if they are, I'd like to see them, because they must be sleeping minutes a day, not even an hour, Yeah,
that's awesome. That's good to hear. It's good to hear that there's so much in the future for this project. Because how old is WPT? Is it a year old now?
No, it's not. No. Like, I have been with the team since February of last year, but we actually launched WPT token 251 days ago.
Oh, so almost a year. Yeah, I knew it had to be somewhere close to that, and it's really cool to see, how much you guys have built. since then, and
The
to
cool
have
part, Chuck,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that the cool part is that in that 250 something days, not even 365, right? There's still 100 more days left. There's over 11% that's locked up in pork chop. And so the whole concept of fortification is an important one because it's about the I guess the best term is sustainability. It's about sustainable passive income. It's one thing to be able to say like, hey, I'm staking, I'm earning this crazy APR. Wow, 1,000%. Well, where are they? Where are the tokens coming from? Are they just minting new tokens? Is because you can just print more money, right? But look at what we're in right now, the
Oh yeah.
inflation. Inflation and the troubles that America and the rest of the world are having is just about trying to deal with the COVID crisis. They printed too much money. And what's happening with WPT that's very different is that imagine pork chop being your best friend. You say, hey, listen, I know you're rich. You don't really care about your money, but I care about mine. You want to help me out? Go ahead and do these buys. Buy back some of this WPT token. Buy back some of the bacon. These are projects I'm in, but don't sell. Hold them. And then every now and then, just top up the staking pools with what you bought, not what's in the overall big pool, but only what you bought, right? So recycle it back into the ecosystem. That's the concept that we have. We have the friendliest whale. We have the smart contract, this treasury that cannot sell on you. It can't dump on you in the same way that a holder can. And now we have this best friend that owns 11%. At some point, it'll be 12%. Some point, it'll be 20, 30, 40, 50%. Think about when that happens, the squeeze on the token price is just going to be incredible because the lack of tokens in the LP is going to mean that your dollar goes a lot further or your ETH goes a lot further in buying more value in your tokens. But they're going to cost more, but you're going to get less, right? So now to me is the time to stock up. That's what I'm doing. It's not financial advice, but I'm stock buying because I know my ETH will stretch further. However, when that squeeze comes, the value of my tokens is going to rise because if I wanted to transact again with the LP, with the liquidity pool, I'm going to get a lot more ETH for my tokens. So
yeah. Now I seen you guys got on your socials you have a Twitter and a Telegram, right? Do you guys have any other socials that because I'm gonna link them down in the description down below.
Yeah, so you're on the Bacon token. Yeah, so it's at Bacon token WPT because somebody already had Bacon token. Could you believe that? In crypto space, somebody already had a Bacon token. But yeah, so it's at Bacon token WPT. The Telegram, yeah, it's / I'm not even gonna call it out, but
yeah, I'll link the Telegram in there, and you have a separate Telegram from WPT.
Yeah,
correct?
So there's a separate Bacon Telegram. For the simple fact is, it is a standalone project. So we've brought in Pork Chop into there as well. Again, there'll be a lot of crossover, like websites, DApp, the whole lot. But again, its process is completely different to WPT. We will be getting our CoinMarketCap listings. We will be getting our CoinGecko listing. We will be listing on exchanges, but they will not be determined by WPT token. We will best suit that Bacon in its own. You know what I mean? Again, what WPT does not directly mean that's what's going to happen to Bacon token. But what you can always rely on is it's going to act the same on the back end, which I love. You know what I mean? Like
Nice.
we will market Bacon the same as WPT if we see fit, or we'll just go completely a different route. You know what I mean? We might show up to farmers markets with Bacon token. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like the sky's the limit here, but that's why it's separate so that we can actually branch off completely without separating completely. You know what I mean? We can go down different avenues. We can bring in different investors. We can bring in different companies, all that kind of stuff, different partnerships, and just totally break it off. Like essentially what we have done is we've made WPT and then brought Bacon Token in as a Syndicate 12 partner, just like we have with GCC, just like we are talking with loads. Like, I mean, there's 3 or 4 serious projects at the moment that are looking to get into the Syndicate 12. But again, it's not an easy process. We have to cover ourselves. We have to cover our investors. We have to cover our name. And then we have to, then those guys have to sign a recourse agreement, and they have to dox. Whether, like, there's been a problem with some projects that they have never doxed. And we've said, look, that's no problem. You don't have to dox to the community, but you will have to dox to our corporate body and our attorney. You know what I mean? We're not going to out it. You know what I mean? It's going to be under contract. We'll have confidentiality agreements, the whole lot. But if we don't know who you are, how do we hold you personally liable? You can't come in. You know, and we've had to turn people away for just that reason alone. The project's pretty good, but for that reason alone, we couldn't take them in. And it is kind of what it is. But we're not just going to take people's money. This is not a money grab. This is not, oh, we're partnership. You're, trying to rob people's community. This is a true partnership. We're trying to get legitimacy, we're trying to get sustainability into the DeFi space, and we're going to stop at nothing until we do. That's the goal here.
Yeah, and it's good you guys are sticking to the vetting system and not veering from it for a certain project. It is what it is. You got to meet the criteria in order to be part of that.
Well, that's it. Like remember, like Jonathan he has 2 financial companies in New York. Nala is a registered attorney. Like their careers, their livelihoods that they have known for the past 20 years are on the line here. You know what I mean? Like, would you jeopardize your day job for somebody not being doxxed over the internet for a digital currency? Absolutely not. That's your kids' warmth, cooling in the summer, their food, you know what I mean, clean water. Are you going to jeopardize your only income just because you could do with an extra few dollars on the internet? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? This is what, like, WPT is not a crypto project. You know what I mean? WPT Investing Corp is a bona fide corporate or C corporation in the state of New York. It is a business in its own right. You know what I mean? And from that, we have a token project, and we're looking to bring that real world business, real world utility into the DeFi space to give legitimacy to the actual space and sustainable passive income to the holders. We are going to do it. Like, we have brought back all that. People sold. Well, like, we can't start blacklisting wallets. We can't, tell people you're not to sell, stake for millions of years, or you can't do it. People would we like to see $5, $10, $50 WPT by now? Of course we would. Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Again, I'm a holder. I put my own money in. You know what I mean? I didn't just get free tokens. I bought like everybody else. In fact, I bought higher than a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, we are gonna grow. We are building as much as we can now in this bear market. Like, marketing into this bear is crazy. You know what I mean? So it's just you might as well just throw money at the wall. People are buying nothing unless they think they're gonna 1000x within a week. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just the unfortunate case that we're in. There is some amazing projects out there that have fantastic devs, decent utility, really good NFTs, all that stuff, that are way below launch price. And they launch, around the same time as us. You know what I mean? And they even have devs with, teams with huge followers, all that kind of stuff, and they are below launch price, or very, very close to the launch price. We are as low as we are from our all-time high, which we're down about 70%, somewhere around that range. You know what I mean? 65, 70%. We are still 5x over launch. You know what I mean? There's a lot to be said for that, for launching in a bear market, being 8 months old, and still being 5 times over our launch price plus. We done a 22x at all time high. That was absolutely amazing, and it was quite rare in this space at this moment in time, especially when, like, our starting market cap was $1 million. You know what I mean? It's not a poo coin. It's not something that we threw $200-300 into the liquidity. Like, we started with $63,000 in liquidity originally. You know what I mean? Like, Jonathan can raise funds like there's no tomorrow. This guy has connections where people want to get in all the time. You know what I mean? So we just love that the community supported us all the way to 220. We're going to see it again. You know what I mean? We're going to see significantly higher than 220. I know it. You know what I mean? Like I have never sold. Actually, I sold $100 worth of WPT about 2 months ago because Jonathan asked me to check was the taxes working properly, because if a transaction failed as he was adjusting taxes down, and he asked me to sell $100. A couple of days later, I felt so bad, I went and bought $100 and something back. So technically, I have never sold a single token from at all. You know what I mean? And all I've done is stake there. Sometimes I leave them in my wallet, I kind of forget, and I stake them again. You know what I mean? It's sometimes I add in and they get compound, or like that auto claim that we're talking about earlier. They're sitting in there and I go, oh man, I'm not paying more gas fees. I'll just wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna have to do. You know. But again, I've never sold the WPT. I am genuinely here for the massive passive income that I know that this project can generate, that this company can generate.
That's awesome. It's been an hour, 10 minutes. It flew by. I got a lot of really good information. You guys answered all the questions, and I was really asking for myself because I've been out of the loop. So I really appreciate that. I wanted to touch on Big Dave also has a YouTube channel. I'll link that down in the description below.
Oh man, I haven't used that in so long. I've been so busy with WPT.
Oh,
but thanks for the shout out, man.
Yeah, Warpigs Token has their YouTube channel also. They've been busy, so they haven't recently put anything recent. I think their last post was 3 months ago, but they are busy. You can tell through everything that was talked about in this AMA. So my last question, where do you guys see this project, or where do you hope this project could be in 1 year from now? Maybe we can start with Big Dave, go down to Regulator.
1 year from now, I see us on at least on 3 to 5 exchanges. I would hope that we would be between $10 and $20 for WPT, and I really think that we could hit $30 to $40 on Bacon Token within that time period.
That would be great.
I know. Look, these sound like crazy numbers. Like you come back to WPT when we first launched, and we're at 10, 12 cent, 20 cent after launch or whatever it was, and you say that we're going to do a 10x from there in 40 days time in a bear market. They go, there's no way. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're at a 2 million market cap now. There is no way you're doing a 10x. Boom. Straight up to 22.5 million or 23 million market cap. It's the capabilities of WPT Investing Corp has not even been seen yet. I guarantee that.
Nice. My son just came in. I don't know if you heard of my son came in. I'm home from school, Daddy.
Yeah, I'll just be quick. I'll just say that, you know what, I'm just going to look at pork chop. Pork chop is probably going to be, it's not going to be the same amount. So over the course of 200 something days, it's 11%. I think it's going to be 2 to 3 times the rate of growth based on the rate of growth of the project. So something to consider when you look at 11% over 200 something days could be 30, 40 something percent. And that is when you're going to start seeing numbers starting to grow exponentially, which is something really cool. You get into exponents.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Big Dave, Regulator. Thank you for coming on, spending an hour of your time to share Bacon Token with everybody that hung out in the chat. I appreciate you guys. And anytime, you guys are always welcome back. If you have any news to share or you just want to hang out, do hit me up, and then we'll start a stream up,
Mom, let's get a poker night organized for we definitely need one.
Yeah, we can bring poker back. Yeah, I'm down. We'll
work on one for this week.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll set a night aside. We go play poker one night.
Hey, perfect. Yeah. Sounds good.
Chaka, it's been an absolute pleasure, buddy.
Awesome. You guys thank you for showing up. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. I appreciate you guys. Anytime you guys hit me up, and then we'll get a poker night set up.
Perfect.
Thanks, Chaka.
Good, Chaka.
All right, fellas.
Chaka Crypto, you're entering the Chaka verse. Chaka Crypto, welcome to the Chaka verse.